Brick Sculptors, welcome to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and today we're going to show all the amazing solutions for the first ever Brick Sculpt Micro Detail Challenge, the Mop Bucket. I'll be honest, when I created this challenge, I was a little afraid that it was going to be boring and too difficult. You guys proved me wrong. You had a lot of fun with this. I got some amazing builds and thought of a lot of things that I didn't. So it definitely wasn't too difficult. I was kind of afraid that I'm like, yeah, there's going to be one or two solutions and everyone else is going to kind of say, yeah, those are the best ones. No, we got a ton of amazing ones and a lot of stuff to share here. Now, a few disclaimers. Not everyone's build will be built here. I had to kind of pick and choose. Some of them I didn't build because they were parts I didn't have. Some I didn't build just because they weren't super structurally strong, and some I just didn't have time to. So I picked out some good ones to share. A lot of them had kind of similar themes and concepts to them, so I think we got a pretty good grasp on this here. All right, first of all, I have Rick. He's on this little platform. He's going to be demonstrating our mop buckets here. I do need a mop for him, and all I have is this amazing lime green mop. Yeah, I should have thought of this when I created this challenge. I don't have a good mop. But we're just going to pretend that it hasn't had the mop head changed out in a very long time, so it looks disgusting. But that's going to be Rick. He's going to show us our scale. So I can take my mop buckets, put them next to him, and we can see how they stack up with a minifig. Now, first of all, a lot of the builds I got were big, which is okay. I'm not criticizing. There is a large population of people out there that like to build Lego at a large scale. And when I say large scale, I mean large with minifigs. And their reasoning is not unfounded. For example, things like a baguette in Lego are almost as tall as a person. A group of bananas is larger than your torso. A carrot is almost as tall as a person. And an apple is the size of your head. So yes, Lego themselves like to build gigantic accessories for their figs, so it's not unwarranted that a lot of people like to build their accessories large. Also, when dealing with small details, it can make it easier to build large and get more details in there. So I'm going to break this down in a few categories. I got 4 different size groups. We've got extra large, large, medium, and micro. And so we're going to go through some examples in each category. We're going to start with the extra large ones. This one here was really creative. Also, keep in mind, a lot of the colors I had to change just because of parts availability. I make these videos and I have 1 week to put this together from your guys' design, so I can't obviously order a bunch of parts, nor do I really want to. So I'm just working with what I have. So this one's white and it's got some clear in there, and that's okay. I love the creativity of using these for wheels. A lot of people did that with these hinge pieces. Wish I would have thought of that. I'll show you my design at the end. But this is really big. I mean, really big. I'm going to have to say I personally would not use that in a mock just because it's too big. Love the details, but the size isn't doing it for me. Now, we probably could slim this down a bit. We could probably take this off the back and maybe replace this either with nothing would actually be fine if this was the right color, or maybe a tile up there. So you can slim it down a little bit, but overall, too big for my taste, but awesome detail nonetheless. This one was really creative here. It used these wheels. I didn't get some of the details up top. I was missing a few parts, but you get the gist of it. And it uses one of these mailbox pieces or lockbox pieces, whatever they are. I always use them for like dishwashers and stuff too. Really creative, and they had some more stuff going on back here. But again, it's almost as tall as him. I mean, it looks kind of silly with a fig. So personally, too big for me as well, but really nice parts usage on that one. This one I thought was super creative. I'll be honest, I think it's a little overly complicated, but I love the effort here. This is the saddle bucket. It uses a horse saddle. Now, their saddle didn't have clips on it. I looked through mine. All mine have clips on them. But really creative part usage for sure to make a mop bucket out of that. They had a really unique bucket handle. It came from maybe old Scala or something like that. I used a hot dog instead because I didn't have that handle. But yeah, same wheels on the bottom there. I really like those. That handle on back is pretty cool to wring out the mop. Size is a little bit better, but very chunky. You know, it's quite wide. Having those clips off would help. A little big for my taste, but definitely an A for creative part usage on that one. And I do like how the wheels are kind of recessed in. A lot of the designs kind of sit up on the wheels, mine included. This is nice because it's nice and low to the ground. This one was super complicated, and I tried to figure it out, and I don't know if I was just missing the parts or just I kind of just took off on my own and did it my way. But they used these angled flags to make the bucket, and then a D-snot piece up top for the ringer. This is all changed, and the colors are ludicrous. But I thought I wanted to try to recreate it. I love the shape. The size is a little nuts. It's quite big for my taste. But I thought it was really creative. I wanted to try to recreate it. They put some accessories and stuff up here on there and maybe a ringer. But I thought that was a really interesting part usage on that one. All right, that's it for our extra large category. Now we're going to move to our large category. This first one I absolutely love, and that's this one right here. Now it is big, but why do I love it? This piece here is a very common brick of mine in Lego. I've probably got 100 of them, and I never have a use for them. So it was really cool to see them use it in a mop bucket. Definitely a little big. I like the paint roller up here for the ringer. That's super cool. Really great part usage there. Still big. I mean, that's quite large next to Rick there. But the details are cool nonetheless. I don't think they used a stud on this side. I think they just used a normal snot piece, but you get the idea. You can change all these up however you want. I just kind of threw this stuff together real quick to show you guys some of these great examples here. This one I thought was super cool. They did kind of the double decker here. They've got the crate up top on a jumper, and then these panel pieces. They also built this with a smaller bowl piece, which I'll show you. I've got it in another build. I actually like the crate better because scale-wise it fits better. And then they used a wrench for the handle. Super creative right there. Those wheels, scale, pretty big. But now it's getting a little better. I mean, it's definitely a lot smaller than that one there. But it still looks a little large next to Rick there. So we're gonna put that one in the large category. All right, what else do we got? I loved this one. I couldn't quite figure out how they built it, so I just kind of got close. But they actually used one of these hose reel pieces. I put a telescope, a spyglass piece in there, and a flower on the end to hold it. They did something similar, but I think they used a lightsaber hilt or maybe just a bar. It actually rings, which is cool. I'm missing some of the details up here. I couldn't quite figure out how they did it. And the wheels, I think, are a little close together. You probably put like a single wheel up front of some kind. But I love the way that looks, and I love that you can actually rotate this. So really creative part usage there. A little bit big, not terrible, but a little big. But it's getting a little more manageable. I definitely am one who tries to build a little more ultra realistic to like an actual model than like Lego minifig scale, like with their accessories. So I do prefer a smaller accessory. Now I do know a mop like this is not going to fit in a little tiny bucket, so you have that problem too. But I don't know. I think a mop bucket up to their shoulders for me is a little excessive. I really liked this idea too of putting the upper portion on a hinge to kind of give it that back angle on it. I forgot to put the lever on here, but you could put a little bracket on the side here and put a lever on it. And sorry about the trans clear. There's not a lot of colors I have this piece in. So that's kind of, I picked those up on Pick a Brick a while ago. Same wheels there. Those are real popular. Scale-wise, though, pretty tall. I mean, we're beyond Rick's shoulder here. So I think it is definitely a little big, but cool part usage nonetheless. All right, that's it for our large category. Now we're going to go to our medium category. And I think this is starting to get pretty good scale-wise. This one was super interesting. It's built around a Travis brick. They used this bar attachment piece, double-sided on the bottom for wheels. And then you got a lever in the back here. Lots of different stuff you can do with this upper. But the size on that, I think, is really good. I mean, that looks right next to them. So scale, I think that for me, that's the sweet spot for scale. I think they did a really good job on that one. This one I absolutely love. So I was thinking about this on my own build and I couldn't figure out how to work it out, but a few people did. This one, a couple people used this backpack piece, and I love the use of this right angle bar piece. These are so handy if you've never owned these pieces. They came in like these weird minifig accessory things, and they are so useful. There's several different ones. This is probably one of the more useful ones. And then this little guy back here is a wheel, and then you just got a this going down through the handle into a 2/3 brick. Pretty cool. And scale wise, looks really good. It matches his ugly lime green mop. Scale wise is almost perfect, and the shape of that bucket is just awesome. Really well done on that one. Alright, I loved this design, but it did need one tweak. So this design here builds off of a headlight brick, rounded front. In the back here, we just got a couple of these bar pieces, one that sticks into the headlight brick, and then one for the lever. But they left a stud on the bottom, and maybe I missed it in their instructions or whatever. I just put a tile on the bottom where I used one of these grates, so it sits flat, but scale-wise looks really good. They also on theirs had a stickered piece, I think from Friends, that had like some caution wet floor thing on it, so it looks really good. Mine's white and ugly just because that's what I had, but that is a really creative design. Alright, that's going to be it for the medium category. We're moving on to the micro category, and we're going to start with the most micro one. 3 pieces. We got a headlight brick, roller skate for wheels, and a minifig hand for a lever. I'll be honest, too small. You know, that's puny, but it is very creative. I do like the design, but to me that's not going to do it. This size to me works better. So I did try to adapt it a little bit. I added a few parts on. I put one of these bar pieces up top, put a rounded tile on there. A little bit better, but still too small for me. You know, no reasonable minifig mop is going to fit in either of those. So, though I like the designs, I'm going to pass on those ones for my own personal builds. All right, this one here I saved for last because personally I think it is my favorite build. I love a lot of these, and I would use a lot of these, but this one I think did it the best. It is slightly illegal in one way. This bar piece does not sit flush to this bowl because of the angle here, but I'm okay bending the rules a little bit. I love the size. I love the scale. I did want to make a modification. I mean, look at that scale with Rick. It is scale-wise going to be tricky with the mop. All of them are. But, I mean, look at the height is like perfect. The bucket size is nice. I just don't love this upper part. So I did a few modifications to it to make it my own. But I love the design nonetheless. So I'm taking this upper off. I'm going to put a different upper on. I decided to go with this. I took a clip piece, cheese slope on the bottom to give me that angle, and stuck that in the bucket. And I love how it just sticks out over the bucket like that. Looks really good to me. And then I want to put a lever on it, not just a handle. So as for a lever, just took a minifig hand in black. We could put it up top. I actually kind of like it down here, like that. I love the detail on that. Look at that. Again, doesn't work great with the mop, but scale-wise with Rick, I mean, packing all those little pieces in there, love it. That is such a fantastic build. So personally, that was my favorite, but so many great designs here. Now I have to reveal my design, and I'll be honest, I like this one more than my design. Even though I made it my own a little bit, I'm giving credit to the original designer. And also, I don't mention names in these just because a lot of people had similar designs, and I don't have time to mention everyone's name. So for everyone who did work on these, great job. But this was my design. I created this before the challenge because I wanted to see if you guys could build one and it would improve on my design, and I think you did. So I'm going to show you mine here. This is what I came up with. I got one of these crate pieces. On top, I stuck one of these bar pieces there. These actually fit really nicely just on the studs there. Don't think it's illegal either. It could be. And then I have a bar and a round right off the back there for the lever. I don't love the wheels on mine, and I'm probably going to change it with these style wheels. Maybe we'll try that right now. I haven't tried it yet. Oh, there they go. Let's see how this looks. First step, throw the pieces everywhere, break the whole thing. All right. Okay, I like that a lot better. I put them the wrong way. You have to be cautious of these little holders on top, these little clips. You got to face them in the right direction to get the right effect. And I did not. That's what I want. Okay, yeah, I like that better. So I'm modifying mine. That's the design I'm going with now. Sorry to whoever's build I just completely destroyed there. But I think that looks way better. Now, is it my favorite? No. I like this one a lot. This is my favorite, and I really like this one too. And this one's close. All of these smaller ones. The big ones, no offense to them, just not really my taste. I like stuff to be a little bit more minifig scale than that. But nonetheless, great job to everyone. I am so happy with the participation in these challenges. I love that everyone's getting in there, trying new things. You know, this is all about learning. It's for you guys to learn and for me to learn. I learned so much from this, you know, just trying new things, you know, picking your brain, letting you see what I do, and see what you guys are building as well. Well, I hope you guys like this challenge. I'm definitely going to do more of these in the future. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them. That's all I have for this time, and we will see you next time.